Okay, here we go. We are good to go. If you guys can hear and see me okay, drop a one in the chat for me, please. If you guys can hear and see me okay, please drop a one in the chat for me, please. All right, y'all. As y'all jumping in here, just say hello. Let me know your name, where you're tuning in from. I got ones in the chat. Excellent. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. As y'all jumping in here, just say hello. Let me know your name, where you're tuning in from. Hey, y'all. Hey, Janice. Hey, y'all. Love to see you here today. Happy Thursday. As y'all jumping in here, just say hello. Let me know your name, where you're tuning in from. So glad to have y'all in the house today. Want to make sure we're good to go. We've got audio going. We're good. Y'all can hear me, see me okay? Good. Very good. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much. I really do appreciate it. Oh, I've got Cali in the house. I've got Houston in the house. Hey, y'all. I got Georgia in the house, Minnesota in the house, ATL in the house. Hey, y'all. As y'all jumping in here, don't be shy. Maryland in the house. Thank y'all. Really appreciate it. Hey, y'all. I got Louisiana in the house. Love to see y'all in the house tonight. We got a lot to talk about. Whew. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. We got a lot to discuss because there's been a lot of interesting things going on out here in these credit streets. And I want to talk to y'all about it because this is really, really, really super important. And I think it's very important for us to get down to nitty gritty today so that we can understand like what your next best steps are going to be when it comes to your identity, when it comes to your credit, when it comes to funding your business, because a lot of things are changing in the market. A lot of things are changing out here in these streets. And you need to be informed because if you're not informed, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So thank y'all for joining me tonight. As y'all jumping in here, I got Spokane, Washington in the house. Hey, Rupert. Hey, Latasha. Glad to have y'all here. Mine was stolen years ago. I feel you. I feel you, Latasha. I've been there, done that several times, actually, unfortunately. Hey, Anthony. And we're going to talk about how you can start rectifying that today so that you don't have to go through some of the stuff that I've been through in my life trying to clean up identity theft because it's getting real out here and it's getting crazy, as a matter of fact. And I think that if anything, if you really want to be able to overcome some of the things that are happening, then you need to be informed on the steps that you need to take. Now, honestly, y'all, I have been a victim of identity theft 6 times. 7 times. I've been a victim of identity theft 7 times. I've had people file taxes in my name. I had people apply for credit cards in my name, several credit cards in my name. I've had people take my credit card information and use it to purchase things online. I've had people apply for loans in my name. It's just ridiculous. And so I want to talk to y'all about how you can overcome somebody stealing your identity, because everybody's identity has been stolen if you really think about it. And I've seen some people give some really good advice as far as how to overcome some of that, how to rectify it, but it's not enough. Coming from a person that's literally a credit expert, and from somebody that's been in the game over 10 years now, and from someone that's been a victim of identity theft several times and have already gotten over it, I'm going to give y'all some real advice, some real strategies so that you never, ever, ever have to worry about your credit. You never have to worry about funding your business ever again. And not only that, I'm going to talk to y'all about some of even the fears that a lot of people they encounter, including myself, and how you can overcome those so you never have to fear somebody stealing your identity and having to deal with that ever again. So thank y'all so much. I have already freezed my social security number, but I already had to check in. I really appreciate that, Dimples, because you're going to have to take a couple of more steps on top of that so that you can really, really protect your credit, because I've been a person that has even frozen my credit and still have had people steal my identity. So it's unfortunate that scammers and hackers are really getting very savvy. And with the growth, right, of technology, we got to really talk about how you can really attack it, how you can fight back, how you can protect yourself, keep yourself safe from people stealing your identity and your opportunities, which is another thing that I'm going to talk about too, because a lot of people, including myself too, have had a lot of fears around credit, a lot of fears around funding your business, that if you're not aware of even ways to overcome that, you're going to fall victim to it as well. So thank y'all for joining me today. So as y'all are jumping in here, just say hello. Let me know your name, where you're tuning in from. Also, if this is your first time here to my Thursday night trainings, can you drop a 1 in the chat? If you've been here 2 times or more, drop a 2 in the chat for me, please. We are on a couple of platforms actually today. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram. We're on a couple of platforms. So as y'all jumping in here, just say hello. If this is your first time here, drop a 1 in the chat. If you've been here 2, 3, 4, 5 times or more, drop a 2, 3, 4, 5 in the chat for the girl, please. drop a 1, 2, 3, 4 in the chat for your girl. So I can see who's in the house tonight. If I got some newcomers, if I got some people that's been here before, I want to see who's in the house tonight. I got a lot of 1s in the chat. Wow. And a couple of 2s. Thank y'all so much for joining me again, and welcome to all my people that's the first times here. I really do appreciate it. So before we get into everything, I just want to introduce myself really quickly for people that's your first time here to one of my Thursday night trainings. My name is Jerry Tolliver. I am the CEO of Fly Credit, where we help you get the credit that you deserve. And I've before I started this business, I was a lot like you. I didn't really know nothing about credit. I wasn't educated about credit. My family, my friends, nobody taught me about credit. High school, college, I was never taught about it. And so I made a lot of mistakes along the way. I've paid my bills late. I've let things go into collections. I've let things get charged off. I've ruined my credit several times in the past because I just wasn't educated. Now, can anybody relate to that? Was anybody ever educated about credit? Because I wasn't. I made a lot of mistakes because I was just totally ignorant and stupid when it came to credit. And I made so many crazy mistakes as a result of it. And so it wasn't until I became, I think it was 25, actually. It was 25. I had my second child. And I realized that I didn't want to keep living in the hood. I didn't want to keep raising my children in the city of Chicago where, I mean, if anybody know anything about Chicago, it can get a little rough out here in these streets. So I decided that I wanted to have more freedom. I wanted to have more stability for me and my 2 kids. And so I hired somebody to help me with my credit. I paid him $800 to fix my bad credit so I can buy a house for me and my 2 kids. And long story short, he took my money and didn't do anything. He took my money and just ran off with it. Never heard from him again. In fact, the only time I ever heard about him again was when he was getting locked up for for scamming people. And it's not funny, but it is unfortunate, but I believe in karma. So it is what it is. And so after that experience, I realized, unfortunately, that I couldn't depend on other people to help me fix my credit, that I had to figure out how to do it on my own. And I did. I learned everything that I could about credit. I got certified on credit repair. I've studied every book, every course, everything that you could possibly learn about credit. And I fixed my own credit. I took my scores from a 545. I got it up to a 765. And I bought my first house for me and my 2 kids. And I realized that if I could do it, anybody could do it. So I started teaching my friends and my family members how to fix their own credit. They bought their own houses, their cars. I started businesses. And I'm like, man, look, let's go. Like, I could teach everybody how to get this done. And I have. Over the last 10 years, I've helped thousands of people raise their scores, get negative information deleted off their credit reports. I've helped people get hundreds of thousands of dollars in funding for their businesses. And I know for a fact that if I can do it, if thousands of others of people that I've helped can do it, so can you. And so every single Thursday night, I come here and I give you free education so that you can take the next steps towards getting the credit you deserve. Because honestly, I believe everybody deserves to have good credit. Do you believe that you deserve to have good credit? Put I deserve in the chat. If you think and you believe that you deserve to have good credit, and you think and you deserve, and you believe that you deserve to have good credit scores, you believe that you deserve to have 6 figures of funding, you believe that you can have more freedom and more financial freedom than you've ever had ever before, I need y'all to put I believe in the chat, because it's possible for anybody. It doesn't matter your skin color. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what kind of business that you're in. You can get funding. You can get credit. Anybody can do it, and I can teach you how. But today I want to talk to y'all about some of the fears that I've had to overcome when it comes to credit that I think could be very helpful for you, along with how to overcome identity theft. Because I've been in this business for almost all over 10 years now, and I still get people that are so skeptical, that are on the fence because they don't understand or they don't know if I can really help them make it happen. And I'm here to tell you today that I can definitely make it happen. I can help you make it happen. All you got to do is take the trainings, take the advice, take the steps so that you can make it happen for yourself and for your family. And so today I want to share with y'all 6 funding fears that I've had to overcome when it comes to credit myself, along with how to overcome identity theft, because that's one of the biggest fears that I've ever had when it comes to credit. And honestly, it's one of the biggest fears that a lot of people should have right now, right here in today's age, because I mean, oh my God, what are they called? What do you call them when people breach your security? Security breaches. They are everywhere. Has anybody noticed that? Every time you look up, a company has a data breach. AT&T has a data breach. Equifax has a data breach. All these companies have data breaches, and that is a problem. And so the question is, how can you prevent somebody from stealing your information? Hackers that are very savvy when it comes to technology, hackers that are very savvy when it comes to getting into other type of systems to steal your information. Well, we got to talk about that today. We really got to talk about that today. So I believe I really can't do much without good credit. Actually, Dimples, you can do a lot without having good credit. Actually, when I started building business credit, I didn't have good credit. I was on my way to having good credit, but I didn't have good credit. And I was still able to get over $50,000 in business credit for my business without having excellent credit. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. But I think if anything, what you need to know is what you need to avoid so that you don't keep getting denied. So you don't have to keep getting rejected or even have the fear of getting rejected for credit in the future, because it happens. It's all good. But you just need to know what you need to do so you can avoid it. And so I believe, yeah, let's go. Just taught identity theft too. We're here to learn more. Good stuff, Nick. I really do appreciate it. My job was data breach. Good stuff, Anthony. I mean, that's really good education for anybody to have, is to how to prevent identity theft. And so what I want to talk to y'all today is about funding fears, as well as how to prevent identity theft. And everybody has been a victim of identity theft. Everybody on this live right now has been a victim of identity theft. Can you believe that? Every single person has been a victim of identity theft. That's crazy. I've been a victim of identity theft. So let's talk about number 1. Now, when I start getting business credit, when I start growing my credit, when I started really understanding the landscape of credit, one of the biggest fears that I had was really the financial pressure that comes along with having credit, that goes along with having credit cards, that goes along with getting loans for your business, that goes along with, getting any type of lending product for your personal or your business side, right? And there's a certain level of pressure that comes along with that. I remember we're in August. We got 4 months ago. Wow. 4 months ago, I got one of our members approved for over $100,000, like $115,000, $118,000, somewhere in there. And we had been working together for 3 months. We got her approved for $118,000, and she declined it. She decided she didn't want to accept it, although she knew that she needed it. She knew that she needed the business credit. She knew that she needed the funding in order to take her business to the next level. And can you guess why she decided to reject the approvals? Can anybody guess why she decided to reject the approval? I'll tell you why. Because she was afraid that she was not going to be able to pay it back. Now, for some people, this sounds absurd. It sounds ridiculous. Like, why would you get funding if you don't want to take it? But honestly, in my experience, this has happened several times to me, where we've worked with people for months. We've gotten them approved for so much business credit, and then they decide to say, nah, that's okay, because they're afraid. They're afraid that the financial pressure, taking out the loans, taking out the lines of credit, taking out the debt, is going to put too much pressure on them and their business, and it's going to eventually crumble everything to the ground. Now, I get it. I've been there. I was afraid to take out loans. I was afraid to take out credit cards because, come on now, what about the interest, right? What about the payments that you got to pay back? What about all the, the financial requirements and responsibilities that you have to take on when you take on business credit? Well, I get it. You got these shivers up your spine. Like, I don't know if I can really handle this. Well, I think that the best thing that anybody can do is to have a plan. Have a plan for how you're going to use the credit. Because could you imagine if you got approved for $118,000, over $100,000 for your business? Would you reject it? Would you say, nah, that's okay, I don't want it, I don't need it? Out of fear. Ask yourself that. Because a lot of people think they won't until it actually happens, until they get the approvals, until they have those contracts on their desk that says, hey, this is for you. And a lot of people will say no until it actually happens. And so if you don't want to be in that position, the best thing that you can do is make sure that you have a plan for the credit that you're going to get. Because I meet a lot of people and I talk to a lot of people every single month, hundreds of people every single month. And I can tell you this, that a lot of people don't have a business plan for their business. Now, let me be 100 with y'all. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to place blame on you. But what I'm here to tell you is that if you don't have a plan for your business, if you don't have a plan for how you're going to get and use your funding, more than likely, you're going to mismanage it. More than likely. Because if you don't have a plan, right? If you don't have a plan, then you're planning to fail. That's what my mentor tells me. My mentor tells me that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So how many of y'all got a business plan for your business? Put a 1 in the chat. Business plan. All my people got a business plan, a full thought out, written out, full presentation business plan. Put a 1 in the chat for the kid. Put a 1 in the chat for me. No. Okay. No, I don't have a business plan. Okay. No, I don't have a business plan. Yes, I have a business plan. Okay, cool. Great. No, I don't have a business plan. Yes, I have a business plan. I got 1, so I got 2. Okay, cool. Great. All my people that don't have a business plan, get on top of that ASAP. Because you need a business plan if you want to maximize your funding abilities. A lot of people get denied for business credit and funding because they just don't have a plan. And could you imagine going into a bank saying, hey, bank, hey, Citi, hey, Chase, hey, Bank of America, let me get $100,000 out of you without a plan? Would you give your best friend $100,000 without a plan? Would you? I wouldn't. Most people wouldn't. And you shouldn't, because it's irresponsible. And banks are in business to make money. They're in business to make money off of the money that they lend you. So if you don't have a plan, a business plan specifically, please get a plan. And for all my people that's watching this that don't have a business and you're getting credit, you're getting loans, you should have a plan for this money that you're getting from banks, period. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. The number one fear, that's the number one fear, are people that are scared of not being able to pay it back. That's the reason why people are so afraid of interest rates. Let me tell you something. The interest rate doesn't matter if what you're doing outpaces the interest. So if your interest rate is 15%, but the money that you're making exceeds the 15% that you're being charged, the interest doesn't matter. Also, if you use your credit cards and you pay it off each and every month, the interest doesn't matter because you're not being paid interest on credit cards that you're paying back every single month in full, right? Now, loans are different because interests are built into loans. But if you put extra payments on your loans, you reduce your interest payments. That's the name of the game. So you have to have a plan. The plan is, how much money do I need? And the plan is, how do I plan on paying it back? That's the bottom line. If you don't have a plan, you shouldn't be looking for funding. I am so sick and tired of seeing people online selling y'all dreams. Oh, you can file an LLC, get an EIN number, walk in the bank and get $50,000 or more. Anybody ever heard that before? It's a pipe dream. It is literally a pipe dream. There's no such thing as that. And the only people that can get that type of opportunity are people that have really good credit. Bottom line. So if you don't have good personal credit, you need to be working on your personal credit, and you need to be building business credit that's separate from your personal credit. And the good news is you can build business credit without using your personal credit. Oh my God, when I realized that, it was a game changer for me. And it can be a game changer for you if you do it the right way and you have the right plan. Number 2, second fear that most people have, including me, is personal liability. See, when you're getting business credit, a lot of people don't want to have that personal liability, right? If you get business credit, if you get business funding and you're unable to pay it back, then you don't necessarily want it to go on your personal credit, right? You don't want, your personal finances to be involved. But let me be 100 with y'all. Most business funding opportunities are going to require you to have good personal credit. It doesn't have to be excellent, but it does have to be good. I'm talking like 660 and above, 680, 660 and above. So if you don't have at least 660 scores, and if you don't have a good solid profile, a credit profile, then more than likely you are going to get denied for some types of business credit. There are several types of business credit and funding opportunities out here. Lots of business credit opportunities. You got business lines of credit. You got business credit cards. You got business loans. You got equipment finances. You got merchant cash advances. You got so many different types of funding out here that don't require good personal credit. So what you need to do is determine what kind of funding do you need, and then determine, do these funding opportunities require good personal credit? The the three top opportunities that require good personal credit are business credit cards, SBA loans and bank loans, and business lines of credit. Those are the three the types of funding that need good business credit. You can get cars without good personal credit under your business. You can get other type of financing for your business without having good personal credit, but you need to have revenue in your business in order to get it. So you need to pick something. You either need to get your personal credit together, you either need to have revenue in your business, or you need to have some type of collateral, something that you can borrow against if you want to maximize your opportunities. And so if you want to limit your personal liability, make sure that you have a legit business. Make sure that you're applying for business credit only in your business name, right? Try to keep your social security number off of applications if you can, because some applications will require you to have a social security number on your application. Sometimes they won't always check your credit, but they'll use it for identity purposes, right? To make sure that you're the person that you say you are, period. So if you want to make sure that you're trying to limit your liability, then consult with a lawyer, or make sure that you're reviewing the contracts that lenders give you, because lenders will give you an agreement. And the agreement will outline your payback terms. It'll outline the interest that you have to pay. And the good news is you can negotiate most of this stuff if you have a good banking relationship. And everybody should have a good banking relationship. If you don't have bankers in your pocket, if you don't have bankers and relationships with bankers, then you're missing out. So go out there and start creating banking relationships so that you can create more opportunities for yourself. Number 3. A lot of people, including myself, are afraid of funding and credit because they have a lack of understanding of it. Now, personal credit and business credit are two different landscapes, y'all. Two completely different landscapes. And you have to think about it this way. If you're a basketball player, right? You understand the rules of basketball. You understand the court. You understand the rules. You understand how to play. But could you imagine a basketball player trying to play football? right? They don't understand the rules of football. They don't understand the landscape of football. And because of that, they're more than likely not going to be very successful at football because they're trained in basketball. They're knowledgeable in basketball. They know how to score points on the basketball court, but they don't know how to score points on the football field, right? They know how, but they don't know how to really actually go about it successfully. And so you need to understand the landscape if you want to have success. You cannot approach personal credit the same way that you approach business credit. It is very, very different. And so if you want to get funding, if you want to get business credit, if you want to heighten and have more opportunities for yourself, please get more financial education. And I'm talking real financial education, not your TikTok videos, not your YouTube videos, because most free education is just that. It's free and it's very limited. They're not going to put all the pieces together for you because credit is a puzzle. It's a big puzzle, and I love puzzles. I love putting the pieces together, right? I like putting this piece here and this piece here, and all fits nicely and perfectly, and I can put it and frame it and put it on my wall. But ain't nobody framing no incomplete puzzle. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's doing that. And so if you want to have a complete puzzle, then you need to have good, solid, complete financial education. Now, the good news is we have all of that in our Flight Credit University. Our Flight Credit University is filled with personal and business credit information. So if you're looking for a way to repair your credit, we got it. If you're looking for a way to build business credit, we got it. If you're looking to pay off debt, manage debt, if you're looking to pay off debt, if you're looking to do everything related to your credit, we got you. We got all of that in there. For real. I mean, anybody, show of hands, who's a part of our university? You've taken our courses, you've taken our programs. Tell the people how complete and in-depth it is, please, because I can say it all day, but only the people that are going through it can tell you what it's really like. But we leave no stone uncovered. And so if you really want to learn the bits, the pieces, the full puzzle, and how everything works together, then you need to get in my university immediately and get educated so you can actually make it happen. Number 4, business failure. A lot of people don't want to take on business credit and funding because they're afraid of their business failing. They're afraid that their business is going to go under because they're taking on credit, they're taking on loans, and they don't really know what to do with it. This kind of circles back to not having a plan. And they're afraid that their business is going to fail because of it. Now, one way to overcome this is to diversify your revenue in your business. So if you only have one stream of income in your business, then you need to start diversifying that. Now, I'm not telling you to start 3 different businesses, 4 different businesses, because truthfully, that's the failure of a lot of people's opportunities. A lot of people's businesses fail because they're not focused on one thing. They're trying to start this business and that business and this business and that business, and their focus is so split that they can't even build the business of their dreams. They're too busy chasing the shiny object. And I've been there before. I've been there, going from one business to another, one idea to another. Not sticking to one thing is the reason why a lot of people fail. And so if you're scared that your business is going to fail, I want you to ask yourself, why is that? Is it that you're not confident in your abilities? Is it that you're just not sure which step to take? Is it that your revenue isn't strong? Is it that you just don't have any guidance? Because there's a couple of different reasons that can contribute to those fears. So if you're afraid that your business is going to fail, you need to take an inventory. You need to check yourself to see, why am I so afraid of my business failing just by taking business credit, especially if business credit and funding is going to be the answer to most of my problems. 92% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. 87% of those 92% of people fail because they started with too little capital. They didn't have enough money to grow a business. And so if you start off with too little capital, you're already behind the ball. So you're not going to be able to grow a business if you're already behind the ball. You're going to be playing catch up the entire time. So if you're afraid of your business failing, you need to take a look at why that is, because only you can solve that problem. No coach, no funding, nothing is going to solve that problem. So many people are approaching funding their businesses with hope rather than a strategy. And we got to stop that today. Number 5, distractions. Distractions are killing your business. They are killing your business. And I will frame this as opportunity cost, because there is a cost to not being educated. There is a cost to starting your business without a plan. There is a cost to not having funding to grow your business, not having resources to grow your business. There's a cost to that. And the cost is wasted time. The cost is more frustration. The cost is falling behind your goals. That is the cost. Missed opportunities is the cost. And so if you want to minimize the opportunity cost, eliminate the distractions. Now, honestly, getting funding for your business can be quite distracting, actually, because a lot of people are so busy focused on trying to get funding for their business. They're not focused on the activities that actually grow it. Because the only activities that grow your business are selling your products and your services. So if you're not selling enough of your products or your services, and you're not doing it on a consistent basis, you shouldn't be thinking about funding your business right now. You need to be determining, how can I make more money in my business, rather than how can I get funding for a failing business. This is the difference between hope versus strategy. So don't get too caught up in trying to get funding for a business that's not ready for funding, because funding is not for failing businesses. Funding is for businesses that are already making money. Funding is for businesses that already have a plan. Funding is for businesses that already have a proven concept. Banks want to give money to businesses that already are somewhat thriving, that are already making money. So you can put the money in it and start putting the fuel on the fire. And then number 6 is just the fear of the unknown. Nobody knows what's really going to happen in the future, right? I would say, honestly, just from my perspective, the last 2 years of my business have been the hardest years ever. Seriously. The last 2 years have been the hardest in my business. But nobody could have ever predicted that we were going to have a pandemic. Nobody could have ever predicted that we were going to have a slowdown, right? Nobody would have predicted any of this. And so the best thing that you can do is at least prepare yourself, so that when these type of things happen, you don't have to be blindsided by it, and you don't have to be afraid of it either. Most people are excited for things like this to happen when they're prepared, because they know that their business is recession proof. And if you can recession proof yourself and your business, then you have nothing to be afraid of. You have nothing to be scared of. But I think that if anything, the best way to overcome that is to get a mentor. Get a mentor that's been there, done that. Get a mentor that's been through economic challenges. Get a mentor that's been able to overcome. Get a mentor that has good principles, good philosophies, so that it's recession proof, okay? Recession proof. And that's what's going to help you overcome any kind of funding fears that you have. So when you get approved for that $50,000, $100,000 for your business, you don't have to be afraid of taking it. You don't have to be afraid, because you know that it's going to help your business grow, and it's going to help you pay back the funding that you get. Now, the last fear that I want to talk about is identity theft. Because I've actually heard this plenty of times, that people that come to us and they say, hey, I want your help, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid that you might steal my identity. You might steal my information. You might steal everything that I'm working so hard for. And I get it. I understand it. I don't even blame you. Honestly, I don't blame you. But I got to be 100 with y'all. It's not us you got to be afraid of stealing your identity. I have no interest. We have no interest in stealing nobody's identity. We have interest more so in protecting you from this type of stuff happening. And considering the fact that recently, billions of people's social security numbers and data have been breached and stolen, you got to protect yourself. And so what do you do? What can you do to prevent your identity from being stolen? Well, number one, somebody said it in the chat that you have to freeze your credit reports. Now, the good news is you can freeze your credit reports with all 3 credit bureaus. You can do it directly on their website, or you can call them up. You can call them up and tell them that you want to put a freeze on your credit reports. But before you do that, you want to give them a phone number so that if anybody tries to pull your credit reports, that you are being called, somebody contacts you to let you know. Because y'all, oh my God, I can't even tell y'all how many times I get text messages and emails. You know those emails that you get when you're trying to purchase something, or those text messages when you're trying to buy something online, and they text you and they say, hey, somebody tried to charge your car for X amount of dollars. Do you approve this transaction? Anybody ever got those notifications before? Well, I do. I put those settings on all my credit cards, and I get those text messages so much. It is ridiculous. I had somebody just recently apply for a Target credit card in my name, and they got approved, and then it got sent to my house. I checked my mailbox, and I see a Target envelope in the mailbox, and I'm thinking to myself, did I apply for a Target account or something? Like, why would I have something from Target in my mailbox? So I open the envelope, and it's a Target credit card. And I'm thinking, did I apply for a Target credit card that I forgot about? And I'm like, no, I didn't do that. So I register the account, and I look at the account, and I see that there's $300 worth of purchases on this Target account. And I said, I know good and damn well I did not apply for this Target account, and I certainly don't have Target stuff in the house. So I call them up. I call Target, and I say, hey, Target, I got a credit card in the mail that has $300 in purchases, but I didn't apply for this credit card. I never applied for this credit card at all. And so they said, okay. They sent me some information in the mail to fill out related to identity theft. So I filled out the information. I sent it back to them. They closed out the credit card, and I was not liable for that $300 in purchases that person purchased. So what happened was this person was online shopping at Target. And you know that when you're checking out online, they offer you an opportunity to apply for a credit card, right? Like if you're shopping on Target and you're checking out, they say, oh, you can get $100 off if you apply for the credit card. And so apparently somebody applied for the credit card in my name. They got approved and they put their purchases on that credit card. They got their stuff, and then the credit card got sent to me. And so I had to call Target and tell them, I didn't apply for this credit card. This is not me. Please close this account. I'm not liable for this. And they closed it out. I was not liable for that credit. Now, I want to tell y'all not just to freeze your credit reports, but I want y'all to take it one step further. I want y'all to go to your local police department, and I want you to file a police report. For real. I want every single person that is watching this right now to go to your police department, your local police department, and I want you to file a police report. And I want you to tell them that somebody has stolen my identity. Somebody has stolen my personal information. And you're not lying about this, because it's true. If you have ever done business with AT&T, if you have ever done business with Equifax, for crying out loud, data breaches have happened with all these major companies. Your identity has been stolen. And if anybody steals anything from you, you need to go to the police department and inform them of this. Get a police report so that if anybody ever tries to open up anything in your name, you can dispute it, and you can send the police report with your dispute to make sure that you're not liable for it. And if, just in case, you catch it too late, you can get it completely removed off of your credit reports. Here's why this works. Because according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and before I give y'all this gem, I need y'all to tag somebody. I need y'all to tag your friends and family in this video. Seriously, this is not something to play with. This is serious. This is really, really serious. Tag a friend, share this video. because every single person in the United States needs to know this information. Everybody. Your identity has been stolen. It's all over the news. Billions of people's social security numbers, dead and alive, has been stolen. If I'm walking down the street and somebody snatches my purse, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to file a police report. And you should do the exact same thing when it comes to your social security number, because it literally is that important. Think about it. Your social security number is related to everything. Jobs, check your credit. Apartments, check your credit. Insurance companies, check your credit. Credit card companies, banks, check your credit. Your social security number is too important to just let it go. Now, I have been noticing that this might be a made up concept that I may be throwing out there, but I just want y'all to rock with me on this one. That there is a security breach or identity theft fatigue that's happening, where people see this kind of information that their social has been compromised, their identity has been stolen, and they just don't even care about it. They just let it go. Never do that. Never do that. Because hackers that take this kind of information, they take it and they sell it to people on the black market. In fact, I have seen people on TikTok talking about these platforms, they're online, talking about platforms that are selling people's information, which is wild to me, by the way. It's wild that people are literally incriminating themselves. But they're online talking about stealing people's identity. And so you don't want to be a victim of that. And so the best thing that you can do is, one, freeze your credit reports, all three of them. Your Equifax reports, your TransUnion reports, and your Experian reports. Now, granted, there are other credit bureaus, SageStream, LexisNexis, but those credit reports, they're not very relevant because most people or most banks or lenders don't check those credit reporting agencies. But it may even be smart to freeze those as well. But please, for the love of God, please, please, please file a police report with your local police department and tell them that my identity has been stolen. My social security has been stolen, so that you can protect yourself in the event that things go a little haywire. Because I don't know what's going to come of this. I can only predict that some is about to go down. But always, please always protect yourself. Put a shield on everything that you possibly can, because once it happens, and if you don't catch it early, it is a pain in the butt to rectify. And you don't want to be spending weeks, months, years trying to get this stuff together. I had a client last week that told me his bank accounts were compromised and they took $80,000 from him. $80,000. And he is still a year out, still trying to get his money back. What? Where they do that at? What? Please don't be that person. Please protect yourself. Please freeze your credit reports, and please go file a police report. Please do that, because it's the best course of action that you can do to protect yourself from scammers and from people that are trying to use your information to get ahead. Because when they get ahead, then you're going to be left holding the bag. You're going to be left trying to clean it up, and it's going to be a waste of time, and it's going to be a waste of money. And you don't want to be that person. Trust me. And so I'm going to recap y'all real quick. 6 funding fears. Number 1, financial pressure. You don't want to take on funding because you don't have a plan. You don't have a business plan. You don't want to take on the funding because you don't really know what to do with it. Please get a business plan so you can be clear and concise and confident about what your next steps are going to be with your business. Number 2, personal liability. You don't want to take on personal liability when it comes to your business, but it's all good. You are going to have to take some personal liability, but you can avoid a lot of it if you follow my steps. Number 3, lack of financial education and understanding. You don't even understand the landscape. You don't even understand what you're doing. So many people say, oh, I'm fixing my credit. Really? Is that right? How's that going for you? Have you been trained in credit repair? Do you even understand your rights as a consumer? No? Well, you need to get with the program, because you're not going to be able to fix your credit if you don't understand the landscape. And you're also not going to be able to get $50,000 to $100,000 or more in funding for your business if you don't understand how all the pieces of the puzzle actually come together and work. Number 4, business failure. You don't want to take on business credit because you're afraid of your business failing. And that's not really a business credit problem. That's more so a lack of confidence in your own abilities and in your own dream and in your own plan. So that is something that you're going to have to work through, is gaining more confidence in yourself so that you don't have to worry about your business failing. Number 5, opportunity cost. Right? Like I said, getting funding for your business can be quite taxing. When you're going for SBA loans, those generally take about 30 days to even close on. So you need to get all your paperwork and all your documents together ahead of time before you even apply for some of this kind of funding, because you don't want to be the person that's trying to run your business and that's trying to get all this documents and stuff together to get funding. It's very distracting. And when you're trying to get funding and when you're focused on this stuff, and you're not focused on making sales in your business is going to fail because you're not focused on growing your business. So don't get too caught up in getting funding for your business. Instead, stay focused on growing your business. Stay focused on getting sales in your business. Stay focused on growing your revenue in your business. And then, get your paperwork, get all your ducks in a row so that funding your business will be easy breezy. And then 6, fear of the unknown. Because honestly, nobody knows what's ever going to happen in the future. Nobody knows. We're not, we don't have a globe or whatever you call it, a fortune, whatever they call it, to tell you what's going to happen in the future. Nobody has that. And so just properly plan, and get good coaches and mentors in your corner to help guide you through landscape that you've never seen before. You've never seen this type of, I've never seen a pandemic happen before. I've never seen this kind of stuff happen before. So how could you possibly know what's going to happen? So go get a mentor, go get a coach so that you can at least have a good idea of how to navigate through things effectively. And then lastly, fear of your identity being stolen. That's number 7, actually. Fear of your identity being stolen. You don't want to hire that person because you're afraid they're going to steal your identity. You want to hire that person because you feel they're going to jack up your credit. You don't want to hire that person because you don't trust they're going to do the right thing. I understand it. I get it. I've been through that already. But I don't have any interest in doing that to nobody. I have interest in helping you. And so freeze your credit reports and file a police report. And that's the best thing that you can do to protect yourself against scammers and hackers that want to steal your information. And so, I'm just going to leave y'all with this, that I understand that growing a business and even adulting can be quite challenging. It can be so uncertain. You don't know what to do, how to do it, when to do it. But I want to just tell you this, that when you have the right plan, when you have the right people, when you have the right accountability and processes in place, you can eliminate a lot of those fears that you have when it comes to your credit. When you're doing all this stuff by yourself, when you're putting bits and pieces of information together, it's very easy to get lost in the sauce. And not only that, it's easy to let the fear overcome you. But don't lead with fear. Don't lead with that. Because if you lead with fear, the things that you're so afraid of are going to come to pass. They're going to come to fruition. So if you're so afraid of your business failing, then guess what? Your business is going to fail. If you're so afraid of somebody scamming you, guess what? More than likely, you're going to get scammed. If you're so afraid of all these bad things happening, more than likely, those things are going to happen. You know why? Because it's all that you're focused on. All you're focused on are the negative things that could possibly happen, rather than focusing on all the good opportunities, focusing on all the good stuff that could happen for you. And so don't focus on what you don't want. Focus on what you want. Because I've seen so many people get so caught up in all the struggles that come along with building a business. If you're watching this right now, you're just starting a business, there's nothing easy about building a business at all. And the people that are telling you or preaching to you that it's so easy, it's not easy. It's hard work, a lot of work. And so you want to approach it with confidence. You want to approach it with excitement. You want to approach it with a plan. You want to approach it with intention. Because that's the stuff that moves the needle. But when you're so afraid to take a risk, that's when you fail. When you're so afraid of making the investment, that's when you fail. That's when you get stuck. And your business is only going to grow as fast as you do. So if you're not growing, if you're not progressing, then neither will your business. Your business will stay stuck for days, weeks, months, and years. Because you're too afraid to take the next step. You're too afraid to get off the sidelines and get on the court. Basketball players and football players didn't get good by accident. They got good by studying their craft. They got good by getting on the court and playing. They got good by doing what needed to be done. Kobe's and Michael Jordan's, they didn't get great by just standing around cheering for other people. They got good because they said, I'm going to be the best and I'm going to do it hella high water. And I don't care what nobody else think about it because this is my dream. This is my goal. This is my future. And nobody else matters. What matters is, what do you really want to do? And how committed are you really to that idea? And if you're not that committed, just go stick to your 9 to 5 because you're not going to be able to build a business with 1 foot in and 1 foot out, period. Not at all. You're not going to build anything great with 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So if you're approaching your business with fear and you're saying, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this and I'm too afraid to make this investment, you're only going to make 2 investments, my friends, with your time or with your money. Those are the only 2 investments that you're ever going to make. So the question is, which would you rather spend more of? To me, I'd rather spend my money. I'd rather spend my money and not waste too much time because I have learned that time waits for nobody, that you can be gone. You could be here today and you can be gone tomorrow. And I learned that very, very early on in my life. When my father died when I was 11, I learned that life is too short to be afraid of taking a risk. So if you're afraid of getting out on the court, taking a risk of taking the shot and missing, maybe even multiple times, you're not ready to be an entrepreneur. You're not ready to do what it takes to make it a success. You're just not. But if you're ready to get on the court, if you're ready to get off the sideline, if you're ready to have other people cheering for you to get to the finish line, then I want to invite you to work with me because I've helped thousands of people get to the finish line, whether that's to buy their first house, whether that's to get a car with low interest rates and no down payments, whether that's to get funding for their business to the tune of $50,000 to $100,000, whether that's to pay off their debts completely, negotiate with their creditors and never have to worry about money again and escape the paycheck to paycheck, invoice to invoice cycle. I want to invite you to work with me because I can help you with doing it. I've done it myself and I've helped thousands of other people do it too. So, don't lead with fear because when you lead with fear, it keeps you stuck and being stuck ain't fun. What's fun is progressing. What's fun is getting results. That's what's fun. And I like having fun. And the good news is you can have it all in the next 3-6 months if you really decide and you really commit to making it happen. So I love y'all so much. And I really do appreciate y'all joining me for tonight's session. I hope y'all took some really good gems from today and I hope y'all implement it as well. And for all my peeps out here, please go file that police report. Please go freeze your credit reports. And please, please stop leading with fear, because you can do it. You deserve it. And I know you can. So if y'all want to join me and y'all want to work with us, please hit us up at flycredit.com. We'll be more than happy to help you guys out. We've been doing this for a lot of years. We've helped a lot of people. I'll be more than happy to help you too. So thank y'all for joining me. I'll see y'all next time, next week, same time, same place. Again, my name is Jerry Tolliver, CEO of Fly Credit. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.